Hi, welcome to Business Influencers. I'm your host, Chris Salem. Hope everyone is having a great week. We are so excited again that this show has been around now on TALRadio for almost 2.5 years. And again, we want to thank you, listeners, each and every week as the show continues to grow. We are continuing to bring in subject matter experts sharing their words of wisdom and insights to help elevate your level of business influence. So therefore, we're always meeting where you are and where you decide to go in your business and personal success. Feel free to reach out to us anytime if you'd like to see future content that has not been covered here on the show. You can reach out to us at chris@christophersalem.com or chris@sustainablesuccess.net. Today's show is being brought to you today by Alumni Direct. Alumni Direct is a new social media community platform dedicated to bringing alumni together from all different generational types and an opportunity to meet new people for the first time. It is a membership program, meaning that it takes all the noise out of social media and a chance to meet new people for the first time and generating genuine and authentic relationships that you get to decide who you like to correspond to. If you'd like some more information about Alumni Direct, check them out at alumnidirect.com. That's alumnidirect.com. Well, we got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about master the art of video production. Yes, we are with someone that truly understands what video production is about, how you could utilize it to take your podcast and elevate and create more impact with your content to develop your business and help more people in a small amount of time. We're going to be here with Junaid Ahmed. And then before I introduce him, I'm going to give you a little background about him. He is a home studio architect, host of the podcast Hacks and Hobbies, father of 4 kiddos. And just to kind of lay it out for you, he's the founder of Humblezone and a creator of a home studio mastery designed to teach you how to build your home studio. He has 2 decades of video production experience, as well as designing websites and apps focused on systematic process and seamless user experience. He provides podcasters, speakers, and content creators a comprehensive plan for their studio equipment, lighting, and layout. He also enables video creators to create effortless content in comfortable and impressive home studio setting. As mentioned, he's also the author of Mastering the iPhone Video Production. And again, we encourage you to check out his podcast, again, at Hacks and Hobbies. And he also speaks frequently at national events such as PodFest and multiple virtual summits. And without further ado, we welcome Junaid Ahmed to the show. Junaid, how you doing today?
Christopher, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I'm super excited to be here. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, we are so excited. Well, let's talk about video production. We've seen so many things happen over the last, let's even say 20 years or so. But with the iPhone and everybody now doing videos and TikTok and podcast, not only on an audio version, but a video version. What do you feel right now, just to kind of give the lay of the land, what do you find that's working and not working, and what can be better that can help people create more value and impact? I know that's a lot of several questions in a question, but kind of give a lay of the land.
Well, if we go back about 100 some years, we look at the television space, and we've watched these fun movies that Charlie Chaplin put together, and it's moving pictures, right? It engrossed people, and sure, they didn't have the audio, so he would put these funny music, fast-paced music, and it really engrossed people. And so we've been watching videos for a very, very long time. So why is video getting more popular now? Well, because a lot more people have access to create video, especially with smartphones, the ones that we have, $1,000 cameras in our pockets that could capture Hollywood level video production quality. So why not use that for your own business? Why not use the tools that we already have to promote your brand? Something that Gary Vaynerchuk mentioned, and he's like, look at the big brands. What are they doing on their social media? If you look at Red Bull, they have an entire team that's focused on entertainment. They're not talking about you need to drink Red Bull because it's going to give you a boost. No, they're entertaining their audience. And in turn, you're then infatuated with the product. And they've got a huge product line around Red Bull, but they don't talk about those products because they want to entertain you. There's 3 reasons why we watch video: to inform ourselves, to entertain, and to educate.
Yeah,
Or
I've
if you
seen
want to
that
solve a
even on
problem.
TV commercials, like the insurance commercials do that.
Hmm. I mean, you probably seen the Liberty Mutual commercial and the storyline they put in. He's got the emu, and then now there's more stories, and now they've got the little kid who's
The
in a
little
stroller.
baby,
That's
yeah,
the
liberty,
little baby
liberty.
saying "Bibberty, Bibberty." Like, I'm like, what? So they're using entertainment to promote their brands. So why not? Why aren't we doing that? A lot of the local restaurants, they're posting photos of their food. Now, that's great, but when connoisseurs post photos of their foodies post photos of the food that they're consuming, they're not going to the same restaurant. They're going to many different restaurants, so they're bringing people back. But if a small business, local business, is posting photos of their own food, sure, it tells people what it is, but then you're still only capturing a really small number of audience that already know the product. And sometimes they're not even promoting. Like, for example, In and Out, they don't do any video ads. Have you seen any ads of In and Out?
No, not at all. And I know they're a big, they're a chain popular in California. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're popular in California. They're popular. I think I found a few stores in Nevada,
Yeah, they're
and
like maybe in the like Arizona,
they're
maybe
they're the
in
West Coast, right? They're
Nevada.
the West
Yeah.
Coast. And I keep thinking, oh my God, there's people competing. Oh my God, In and Out is better than Five Guys Burger. Like, these are, connoisseurs of the products, but they don't have to advertise because their product is so good that they don't need to. But when we are a local business, we're a smart entrepreneur stepping into the world. You want to entertain, you want to educate the people on why we create video content or why they should be working with you. The other thing that video enables you to do is it builds the know, like, and trustability. When people see your video on a daily basis, they're watching those stories, they're watching those shorts. Like, oh my God, I want to work with Christopher because he's sharing the things that he's learning, the sharing the things that he's promoting, not just promoting the things that he's helping his customers with. So those videos create that connection. And when people see you in person, they're like, "Oh, hey, Christopher, I watched your video." And you're like, "Oh, thanks." They already know you, even though we don't know them. And what's funny is that I've created so much video content that when I go to Podfest and when I go to social media marketing world, people come up to me. They're like, "Hey, Junaid, there you are. I love the stuff that you're doing." And I've probably never seen the guy before. Maybe I have, but it's the power of video that comes out because you're being your genuine self, you're being your authentic self, and people can see and feel who you are.
Yeah, so true. I love it. And so now if we're able to bring it down to, the entrepreneurial level or even a small business and they're kind of going, God, we would love to do some really cool things, but we just don't understand it that well. Do we
Mhm.
have to go out and hire a production studio? We don't have that kind of budget. What can we do if we were to do this in-house? What would be some of the suggestions you would start with?
Well, the first thing that you want to do is just get started. Just get started in getting comfortable in front of the camera. And that's some of the hardest things. Now, if you don't want to be in front of the camera, if you don't want to be the spokesperson for your business, like, for example, Richard Branson or Steve Jobs, they were the spokespersons, they were the personal brands for their businesses, Apple and Virgin. But if you don't want to be that person and if you don't have the ability, that's totally fine. You don't need to. But you can bring in companies, you can bring in a production company or an ad agency that's focused solely on promoting the product. For example, you probably heard of Squatty Potty, the unicorn
Yeah.
pooping rainbow or whatever. And so that was a commercial around Squatty Potty, and it went so viral because what they were doing is they were creating this connection with the body and what this product is able to do. I think I saw a Squatty Potty when I went to Target the other day. I'm like, yeah, there's a Squatty Potty. So again, you can create commercials, you can create um, videos by working with professionals in that manner, where you're providing entertainment, you're providing education, all scored into one. Now, one thing that Gary Vaynerchuk talks about is once you get started and once you document your journey and once you start creating the content, you're not only are you getting comfortable, you're also building that authority in sharing with the people what it is that you do. And I think one of the best ways to do that is to share the success stories of the customers that you're already working with. Another great way of doing video is to bring on your past customers, bring on your current customers, and just do an interview. Just have a chat with them. And that becomes a blaring review or blaring testimonial for the type of work you do. So, I mean, there's so many different ways. You don't have to do it alone. I think look at it from the collaborative perspective. How can you bring in authentic, real life success to the video format?
Yeah. And talk a little bit about the impact of video and why the quality, it doesn't mean you have to have studio quality like if you were like, in some major studio, but
Sure.
that you could do this in your own office or whatever, create your own studio. Why that is so important in creating more engagement with the industry or the audience you serve.
Absolutely. So there's a concept that my friend Ken Okazaki talks about. It's the Will Smith effect. Now, we all know who Will Smith is. He's been in several blockbuster films. And then when COVID hit, he started creating content on his smartphone from home. And so now you have both levels of both spectrums of the professional quality of video content that you can create. So you got the phone videos, but then you also want the professional video that are set in a professional setting because that's going to tell your customer that you care about your customer. Because when we dress up and when we show up to a meeting, you want to dress up because you're dressing up for confidence for yourself, but you're also dressing up because you respect the people that you're going to show up for. So it's a it's a double-edged sword or double-edged. It's the what's that thing? One rock, two stones, or one rock, two birds. You're hitting two birds with one stone, I guess. So that's what video quality is bringing. Now the phone videos are perfectly okay, and you can do daily stories on your Instagram or your Facebook or your TikTok. So those daily stories gone through your phone is totally fine because that's showing the day to day. Hey, this is what we're going through today. This is the work that we're doing. And there's a ton of videos that people are creating for their small businesses. I think there's a dentist that create all these fun informational videos that students in that neighborhood, in that elementary school area, they're like, I want to go to this dentist because we've seen the videos of the information that they're sharing. So again, you start to build a type of a celebrityship in your local town when you create content and when you're sharing information and when you're sharing your expertise through video.
Wow, that's fabulous. Love what you shared there. And so I mean, so if you are, if there was a certain process, you mentioned just getting started, feeling
Yes.
comfortable in front of the camera and so on. Is it like, do you like start with just one thing, like just maybe make some videos, maybe, record a few like mock podcasts or whatever to kind of just get a feel for it?
Absolutely. So the first thing that I would do is think of think of a customer that you're writing an email to, right? Now, instead of writing an email, just grab your phone and record that video. So what it's doing, it's removing from you getting uncomfortable in front of the camera, but it's because you're addressing a person. And we all use FaceTime to talk to our parents, our kids, and our grandkids and whatnot on our phones. And it's so comfortable because we see the other person more than we see ourselves. That's why a video is so much smaller than the other person. So it makes it comfortable for you to, have that conversation. So record your videos in that way. The other things that I focus on is when you're setting up your studio, you want to make sure that you don't have anything distracting in the background. If there is something distracting in the background, make sure you address it. Make sure you talk about the distracting thing in the background, right? So you're using your set as an experience that you're delivering in that video. That's kind of advanced, but just go with it and watch. And I mean, we watch TV shows and we watch movies all the time. Look at the things that they're doing and see if we can mimic that. Depending on what kind of shows and what kind of videos you're watching, it's gonna give you an idea. Oh, I can do that with my videos. So look
Yeah.
at what other people are doing, try to replicate it, and bring your own flair and your flavor things to it. So make sure there's nothing distracting in your video. It's going to uh, come off as more authentic, come off as more personable than anything else. Where else am I going? Number two is lighting. So you've analyzed your room, and these are the 5 steps that I go through when I'm helping somebody set up their space. So analyzing your room, making sure that you know where the doors and windows and people can come in. Like if I look this way, there's a door on this side, and my kids can at any time walk in. So I know when they're coming in and whatnot. So figure out what those things are. And number two, you also want to see um, where the light is coming in your room from. So if you have a big window, use that window as the perfect light source. There's actually these products that they sell, and these are small hangers that attach to windows, and you could put your phone on it. So now you got the light coming in from the window, you got your camera set up, and now you're ready to record any type of video that you want. So there's all these small products that you can acquire. So that's number two. And then number three, you want to make sure that you sound accurately. So if you can acquire a microphone and find a quieter place where there's less echo, people can understand you a lot more than anything else. And when people can hear you better than they can see you, they're still going to watch a video. A great video with bad audio is actually a bad video. So those are the three top things. You want to make sure you analyze your room, you got your camera and lighting dialed in, you got your audio good. And the other two things are your studio set is designed so that there's nothing enough distracting in there. And then the camera that you're using, you're paying attention that you're looking directly into the lens as opposed to yourself. So if I'm down here in my window, I'm looking at this, I'm looking down here. So you want to look at the lens piece because that's making that direct connection with the person who's watching on the other side.
Yeah, totally agree. And would you recommend, Junaid? I mean, I know for myself, I have these professional lights that they're on stands. They're like a big
Hmm.
tripod, they look like, and then they really, when it shines this light on you, like I
Yeah.
wouldn't have them on all day because you could
Right.
feel the heat. But nonetheless, it definitely, it's really brings the picture much better, especially if you have a room that you don't have great lighting.
Absolutely. So let me just show you what my room looks like. I have two windows up here that are blocked off, so no matter the time of the day, I can control the lighting. And then I have one big light up here and then another light on this side, which makes sure that I'm lit perfectly and lit the same way throughout the day. So it makes me, you know, I can record content any time of the day. Like if I'm up at 3 a.m., I can record video, and it look the same thing as if I was recording in the middle of the day. So again, having control over your light setup is totally something that you want to do. The other thing is you want to place the lights up high above so you're not looking directly into them. So if you have lights that you're looking at them continuously, it's going to cause a
So
strain.
yeah, so if it's maybe a couple feet higher in you or above your head, yeah, that's how I have
Correct.
mine.
Yep. So correct, higher up, looking down. So there, I can see a little bit of the light, but my focus is down here on my computer and up here on my camera, and I'm not looking at the lights. And I can go like this for an entire day, 24 hours, without causing strain on my eyes. But I wouldn't recommend that. So make sure you step away every 50 minutes from your setup, walk around, and come back and continue to be productive.
Nice. And if you could talk about, if you really want to set up something right, why is it important to have an expert, somebody like yourself that can help guide them with the right setup? Would that be, to ensure they're going to, start off on the right foot, have better quality, and in the long run, they're going to save more money?
Well, Christopher, you're gonna save a lot more time and money with that because if it's something that you're not an expert in, it's better to bring in somebody who's gone the path a while because that's going to ensure that you have all the right equipment purchased and you're not buying and returning a bunch of things that you didn't know are going to work or not. Now, a lot of people are recommending ring lights, and I absolutely idea, are something that are designed for photography. They're good for really close-up shots, and you can't use them all day long, right? Usually you'll have the light further away, and then it doesn't give you the lighting that you're looking for. So do not get a ring light if somebody's recommending you. Get a nice flat panel light that's going to give you more even lighting from a further away distance. The other thing that's going to be important is an expert is going to look at all the different things that you're not even thinking about. Because you might be like, okay, I want to get this camera, I want to get this light. Now what? How do I put these things together on my room? Oh, I need to get a tripod, I need to get a dummy. Like, there's so many different things. A studio I helped build had 93 different elements that went into building. And the final product was a desk that was movable with cameras attached to it, with the lighting in the ceiling. So again, working with an expert they're gonna know exactly what to get, where to get it from, how to set it up, and it's gonna save you a year worth of research if you were to go and do it on your own. The other thing is when you go for the other example I think I want to do is if you're having an issue in a specific area, like for example, your toilet is clogged. Yes, you can probably find a plunger and fix that. But if it's a much deeper problem, then you need an expert to come replace that toilet. And would you replace that toilet? I don't know. I know my
Yeah, I
brother
probably
and
want to
I
have somebody that knows what they're doing 100%. Yeah.
exactly.
If
So
I had the
that's
time, maybe I'd do it and figure it out.
yeah.
But nowadays we don't have that time. We got to prioritize and utilize that time efficiently and effectively.
Exactly. As a business influencer, as a business owner, there's a lot more that we can do to make more money as opposed to try to figure out things that we're not an expert in. And I think it was Gay Hendricks talks about in his book, The Big Leap, where one of his clients who makes $1,000 an hour spent 11 hours in trying to figure out this new printer that he purchased. He's like, oh, I can just fix it. And 11 hours later, he still couldn't figure it out. He hired somebody for $100 down the street, kid, and he was able to fix and set up that printer in 30 minutes. So he's like, you could have been making $11,000 if you hadn't tried to step into the zone that you're not, because there's 4 types of competencies that we all have. Where we have the incompetency zone, the competence zone, and then the expertise zone, or you're basically good at this thing, but it's not your genius zone. So you want to stay in the zone where you're a genius in, and that you can solve problems without thinking twice about it. So that's one of the reasons I look at experts. Anytime I'm looking to do my taxes, I'm working with an expert. And anytime I'm looking for bookkeeping, I'm looking for an expert. And that way I'm not split into 10 different directions. I can just focus on the business and move it forward and be successful.
Wow, that's great. And we hope, listeners, that you're taking notes. This is great information. You're going to learn a little bit here shortly how you can connect with Junaid to get more information and event if you like some guidance, strategy, and consulting around setting up your studio to launch your podcast or revamp a podcast or even doing videos. They're going to help elevate your personal brand and take your business to the next level. I would just ask Junaid, any other things that you have not shared, any final thoughts that you would like to share here with the audience to kind of just really solidify what you shared here about mastering the art of the video production?
The first thing that you want to do is you want to plan. And when you plan for your video, you want to make sure that the purpose that it's serving is valuable. Now, I've got a book coming out called The 3 Dimensions of Video Mastery. I have a free download available if anybody wants it. I can share a link with you, homestudiomastery.com/3 dimensions, and just put in your email and I'll send the book to you. And it has a ton of examples on how you can level up your video production quality from planning to execution to post-production to then sharing it with the rest of the world and start to build your brand and build your business.
Well, we'll make sure that obviously we're going to have that in the show notes so that people can take advantage of that and download that, because I think that's so important here. Wow, this has been great. I've thoroughly enjoyed everything that you've shared. So much wisdom, so much insight. Again, listeners, we hope that you've taken notes. Go back and listen to this show in its entirety. And we encourage you to share this show with your fellow colleagues, peers, and people that you serve. There's just a lot of great information here. And again, it's taking that information out and doing something with it that's going to make a difference in building your brand and taking your business to the next level. So great information. So Junaid, I would just love to, if you could share a little bit about where can people find you, what are you up to, and anything else other than the book or anything else you'd like to provide or offer the audience.
Absolutely. So if you want to learn more about setting up your home studio or converting or transforming your home office into a studio, head on over to homestudiomastery.com. If you want to see what I'm up to, just look up Super Junaid on any of the social media platforms and you'll find me on there, playing with my kids, cycling, or doing all sorts of fun things with my kids and what I love to do in this space.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Junaid, for taking time out of your schedule to be with us here today. We are very thankful for you and also our production team here at the Touch of Life Foundation with TALRadio.
Absolutely, Christopher. It's been an honor.
And we want to thank you, audience, coming in each and every week, joining us here at Business Influencers. Again, we are committed each and every week in bringing subject matter experts like Junaid to share their words of wisdom and insights to help elevate your brand and business to the next level. Again, if you'd like to see future content not yet covered on the show that would be fit for the audience, feel free to reach out to suggest something at chris@christophersalem.com. Till then, everybody, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week. Take care.